I'm Heyzeus, and this is a video that's going to double as an update on some investments I've made, as well as being a guide on how I maximize the amount of money that I make from skins. So, anyone who's ever tried to cash out skins will know they have one particular characteristic that really sucks. Basically, whatever you do, you'll lose roughly 30% of the value that you get if you sold them for Steam wallet funds. You get maybe a little bit less than that if you're patient, maybe you can get it down to say 20%, but still, you're going to be losing quite a bit of value. And in this video, I want to show you how I deal with this problem, because there are some ways you can reduce the amount of money you lose, and the way I do this is through investments. Now, quite a few of the people watching will have seen the videos I've done on skin investments during 2018, particularly the one in July and the one in December, and these are actually at the center of what I'm doing here. So, around the time I made those two videos, I picked up a bit more than $1,000 worth of skins in US dollars, and I bought a range of stuff. So I got some Orions, a mixture of AWPs, things like Redlines, Booms, Onitagis, and a Desert Eagle Blaze to cap things off, and that came to $637.75 USD. And in December I added to this a bunch more AWPs mostly, so Redlines, Booms, Onitagis again, and that added another $386.70 to the total amount of stuff I bought, which came to $1,024.45 USD. Now, my plan was really simple. Basically, I identified a bunch of skins that seem to go up in price every year during January, purchased them while they were cheap earlier in the year, waited till January, and cashed out. And if we have a look at how these skins are going on the Steam community market, we can see how it panned out. Essentially, aside from that Desert Eagle Blaze, the cheaper the skin, the better it seemed to do. The Orions and the Redlines really kicked ass. The Onitagis, on the other hand, didn't do so well, so I think that the takeaway here is that this scheme definitely works best with cheaper skins, but hey, it is still profit across the board, about 16% after Steam tax, which, all things considered, is alright. But I didn't sell this stuff on the community market. Instead, I sold it on bitskins, and because bitskins is a cash out site, I had to take a bit of a cut to their price. Now, I did my absolute level best to keep that to a minimum. I was super patient selling stuff. I tried to get extra money for low floats. I tried to get extra money for stickers, but even still, I lost about 20% of the value that I could have got on the Steam community market. And you might kind of be wondering, after hearing me say that, how exactly have I avoided losing money when cashing out? Because at an accounting level, I haven't. I've done well getting it down to a 20% loss, but I've still lost 20%. But the thing about this accounting loss is that it doesn't really give you a good idea about what's going on here. Accounting can be a bit like that sometimes. So I'm going to back up and try and explain it a bit differently. And the place we start is with the money that I invested in these skins in the first place, that $1,024.45. So this is all money that I raised through doing trade ups. It was all generated through Steam rather than being deposited, and it was sitting idle in my account with no apparent use. I didn't need it to do trade ups. I had enough money to keep my cash flow going already. I didn't need it to buy games. I had all the games I wanted. It was just sitting there doing nothing. Now, I've got a couple of options to deal with this money. Firstly, I can just leave it as wallet funds on my account, in which case it achieves absolutely nothing. Secondly, I can just go and cash it out. Now, I will probably lose about 20% of its dollar value here, so I'll be there for a bit more than $800 once I've cashed it out. And once I've done that, I can do one of two things with it. Firstly, I can stick it in a savings account and get some interest, and because I'm in Australia, I would actually get some, but only about 2% per annum. Or alternatively, I could do some sort of proper investment with it, probably shares, which would get me more like a 5% return per year. Although in practice, I actually would have lost a lot of money, because around the end of 2018, share markets across the globe got like a with a. But for the sake of the argument, we'll just assume it's 5%. And finally, there's the third option, which is to use it to invest in skins or stickers or something along those lines. Now, naturally, I went with investing in skins, and I won't go through the strategy in detail because I've literally got 3 other videos where I've already done that, but in short, I identified some skins that always seem to go up in value during January and February. Obviously, you've seen what those were, so Orions, Redlines, Booms, that sort of stuff. I then purchased a bunch of them when their prices were at low points, and as you've seen, that was during December and July. Then I waited and left them sitting in my inventory until the time was right to sell them, and finally I sold them all off in late January. So it was a pretty simple plan. The main thing required was patience. I still had access to the skins in the meantime in case I needed to cash them out quickly because I needed the money. I wasn't taking huge risks. It was all pretty straightforward. And if I depict it visually, you'll get something like this. So I had $1,024 worth of Steam wallet funds that I could have cashed out for roughly $800 at the time, but instead I opted to invest it in skins, and come January, these skins were now worth $1,189 of Steam wallet funds, but instead I opted to cash them out for $958 real dollars. And from my perspective, this $1,189 isn't really relevant because I never had it. What I had was a bunch of skins that I paid $1,024 of Steam wallet funds for, and as far as this $166 profit in Steam wallet funds that I could have gotten if I sold these skins on the Steam market goes, well, I still got that profit because the amount that I could cash these skins out for also went up by $160. It's just, rather than using it to get extra Steam wallet funds, I used it to make up the difference between the $1,024 I paid for these skins and the roughly $800 I could have initially cashed them out for. Now, you don't have to agree with my perspective. For one, you could argue that I never had that $1,024 in the first place because those are Steam wallet funds, they're not real money, and $1,024 of Steam wallet funds works out to be only worth about $800 in real life. So this whole idea of losing money when cashing out is just null and void. Or you could take the exact opposite position and say that, because I could have turned those skins into $1,189 of Steam wallet funds, I've given up the potential to have $231 of extra funds in my Steam wallet, so I haven't really avoided losing any money at all. And at the end of the day, none of these positions are wrong, they're just different ways of viewing these numbers, but they all agree on one crucial thing. Because no matter how you look at it, I'm $160 better off from this investment than I would have been if I cashed out these skins as soon as I bought them. So if you're looking to cash out skins and want to get maximum bang for your buck, this is certainly one way I'd recommend doing it. You do have to be patient, you have to pick your timing, but if you don't need the money instantly, it's really worth your while because, as we've seen, the profit you'll get from doing this is probably going to be a hell of a lot better than any profit you could make from investing that money if you cashed it out instead. Now, before I finish, there are some other ways of getting extra money when you're cashing out, particularly by selling low float skins, but that really deserves its own specific video. So I'll wrap up now. If you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.